Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for checking out this video here on Show, Style, and Spirit. I am Ebony, of course. And as you can see from the title of this video, I'm going to be talking about a few highlights from Carlos King's podcast show, which kicked off in Huntsville, Alabama just in January with the lovely Melody Shari. Now, before we get into a few different points, I ask that you all please hit the like button on this video. You hear us content creators ask you to do that graciously on all of our videos, because then YouTube will recommend this video to more people who enjoy discussing the various topics surrounding Love and Marriage Huntsville. And if you have not already done so, please subscribe to Show, Style, and Spirit. I would definitely love to have you. And everything that I'm saying in this video is alleged and just my opinion. And the Copyright Act of 1976 says that my fair use commentary on these sound bites are allowed for criticism. Okay, so let's get started. Now, first, we're going to talk about Carlos and Melody's conversation surrounding Keke. Definitely, Keke, she's going to, I believe, say some things and give a response soon. But in any event, I want to talk about Carlos and Melody, how they feel about the whole situation with Keke speaking with a blogger, allegedly about scenes before they filmed, and their take on it. All right, so let's go ahead and get into it.
On the reunion. And what transpired out of that reunion were tons of allegations, right? One of them being she and her husband had affairs on each other. Is that something you knew prior to Tisha disclosing? A lot of fans were like, Mel, do you know this T-girl? Because you know you and Keke do have a friendship.
I was aware of that in terms of the timing and time frame, not per se. If it was still going on, not sure. To be honest, Carlos, I don't really be asking questions, getting all in people's personal business like that. I really don't. So I can't tell you when it was, if it's still going on, but I do know they had that experience, yes.
And then recently came out, there's some like leaked phone calls with bloggers, content creators. I feel like your name was mentioned. When you were aware of that, what was your response to it initially?
Man, I was hurt. I was disappointed. Like, believe it or not, and Carlos, you're on the stage, so you can attest to this. Whenever I recommend or bring people on this show, it's never for my own benefit. Just know that. It's usually because I've either heard someone wants to be on this show, or someone has expressed to me or my team that they want to be on this show. And then I'm like, oh, okay, well, let me try to make that happen for you. And that's how I am in real life in so many different scenarios and situations. I'm always trying to help. And whenever it was disclosed that she wanted to be on the show, not just a friend, but really be on the show, like, I was like, oh, she does? Oh. And then I called you.
True.
I called you. Hey, Carlos, you know, Keke, she want to be on the show for real, right? And so I was hoping that she would use this platform to really show what overcoming addiction looks like, a positive. And I felt like she just took the opportunity and let it be so negative for a whole season. And I really, they so shady. They so shady.
Be nice.
Oh, I love it, but they so shady. And so I really, really wanted her, Carlos, to come on here and share her story. And in the same way that I helped people by sharing mine, I was hoping she would use this platform to help people by sharing hers, you know? I had so many conversations with Keke. She would keep me on the phone for an hour. Right? And I'd encourage her, talk to her, like, if you're going to do interviews, though, but what you selling, like, how you going to make money? Like, what's the plan? Like, I'm that friend. You know what I'm saying? Like, girl, you need to have a shirt, get your book done, like, all of this stuff, like, I'm pouring into her. So, with me and all I do and for kids, if I take time to pour into you, that means something. So whenever everything started coming out that she was disclosing scene work, now you messing with my bag potentially. And that's a no for me. And I told her that before I knew it was her, even though I had kind of already figured it out, because, you know, my intuition be on point a lot of times. So I said, girl, so I'm going to tell you this right now. Anybody that's saying anything about this show before it airs, I say I ain't going to have nothing to do with, can't have nothing to do with it. So I gave a little warning. And at this point where we are, Carlos, I'm gonna try not to cry. Because people, I just hate when I truly just care for people when they just like turn out to be so different. When we were in Houston, I bought her a ticket back to Huntsville, well, to Birmingham, because Huntsville didn't have a flight.
I didn't know that.
I know. She missed her flight. And y'all, production, ITV wasn't open. So I bought her flight so she could get home. And then when everything came out, I felt like, wow, you've been harboring all of this, but you rode a whole plane with me from Houston to Birmingham. And then my mom picked me up and took me to Huntsville, and her family picked her up. Months went by, you never shared with me, Mel, you know what? I need to talk to you about something. This is where this information is coming from. I'm the one who said this, or my mama said this. You never said that to me. And so now I don't want to hear it. So when it came out on the internet, she's hitting me up, wanting to tell me. But y'all know my block game is strong. So she been blocked since that day. And, I just don't have room. If I have to question your loyalty, or if I have to question where we really stand, I'd rather just cut it off. So I sent her with a God bless you on your journey, on your scene the other week. I don't know if they told you.
You know, I do a little sub. And that's the thing, because one thing I always tell people, Love and Marriage Huntsville, the reason why it is number one is because of the fans. Sometimes y'all can be a little, sometimes y'all can be a little, y'all be trying to read me. I be like, what? Now why am I in it? What? I ain't do nothing, child. But no, all jokes aside, this show is very popular, and there's a lot of people out there who want to get close to the show, and I'm very protective of who gets on the show because I really wanted to represent reality, but you can't allow your curiosity, right? When it comes to the fandom, because there's so many people, there's these vultures who's just like, I want to be a part of this, and they record your conversations, they slide in your DMs and screenshot them, and because it's a lot. There's a lot of great intentional people like the ones in this room who just want this show to be great, and I applaud all of you in this room for that. So there is no grounds for that, which also brings me to your ex-husband.
Okay, and we're gonna get into Martell in a few moments. Now, one thing I want to say, I do kind of feel like when it comes to Keke, Carlos King, the first word that comes to mind is like exploitation. And, give me a moment. I want to explain why. Even in that soundbite that I just played for you all, in the beginning, he started off asking Melody about the season 6 reunion. When Tisha brought up that both Keke and her husband cheat on each other. And he was like, Melody, did you know anything about that? So he was hoping to get some mess that could be filmed for season 7 and then give the cast something to laugh at and react to regarding Keke. And Melody was like, yeah, I knew about that. Not really the timeline, not the ins and outs or the details, but I did know that they did have that experience. And she said, Carlos, I don't try to get into people's business like that. And then he immediately just moved on to, Keke, unfortunately and allegedly, because I believe she still denies it at this point, talking about scenes before they aired. He immediately pivoted to that because Melody was not willing to roll around in the mud regarding Keke. She was not going to be the messenger of anything messy or explosive regarding Keke, and then it airs for season 7. So that was like attempt number 1 to try and exploit Keke in some sort of way. Now, I want to also say, though, that if my opinion is correct about Carlos wanting to exploit Keke, she definitely gives him a lot of material to work with, okay? Because, you know, again, like I said, he immediately pivots to her interactions with the blogger, you know, sharing the scenes before they filmed. And, you know, Melody said that she had an inkling that it had to be her. I'm pretty sure that process of elimination was probably fairly easy. Most of the cast is senior at this point. They know about promoting the show, how to answer questions and say, you know, that will be shown during the season. So, you know, definitely just sit tight and watch. That'll be further explained. I can't go into detail now, of course, because it has not aired. You know, they know how to promote the show without giving things away. They haven't shown a pattern of speaking to the blogs about scenes before they air. So I'm sure Melody could eliminate the more tenured part of the cast pretty easy. Then that would have just left, you know, Keke. And so he actually talked about, you know, people wanting to be closer to the reality TV stars. And he's like, you know, and they'll record you. Now, in my opinion, I don't think, I hope that's not super duper common or frequent for any sort of media outlet or blogger to record people. You know, I've given my opinion on this several months ago. I just feel like if you were sincerely trying to build some sort of business relationship with someone, you know, you want them to feel comfortable, just like you would in a romantic relationship. The goal is not to make someone feel creeped out about you. You want them to feel comfortable around you. So, you know, you wouldn't do anything that's, you know, like recording someone and they don't know it, it's secret. And then on top of that, it's used for like exposure. You know, I kind of feel like, ooh, that's like kind of like not cool. So it's a really gray area that, you know, I would just suggest like nobody really like partakes in. I don't really have any business relationships with any reality TV stars or anyone who works on the production side. So I'm literally relying off of, you know, social media, whether it's from the reality TV stars themselves or another media outlet, or my wonderful peers here on YouTube in the Love and Marriage Huntsville sector, and, you know, go from there. But Carlos did speak. He feels like it's the content creators or the media outlets that want to get close to the talent and production. But I feel like in this case, that wasn't even really the 100% the deal. I feel like also Keke got caught up in the whirlwind, or like Carlos said, the rapture of it all. And I think that she was super duper geeked and excited to be on a very popular reality TV show. Her followers on social media are going up. She's getting requests for interviews, feeling like a star. And I think, you know, she just got caught up in a major, major way. So you know how Dr. Heavenly feels when it comes to Keke. And it seems like a lot of people are split. Some people are saying Keke can go. Others are saying, you know, give her another chance. We'll have to see what the future holds. I feel like right now, I feel like Carlos would hang on to her, you know, in case he could really use her for some sort of explosive story. You know, that is my opinion. So now let's move on to Martell. So Carlos is speaking out about him being annoyed when Martell left that comment under one of Carlos's Instagram posts saying that the cast of Love and Marriage Huntsville are actors. And so here's what he and Melody had to say about that.
The conversation between he and I was, And listen, this was his reality at that time. And I want to make it very clear because we filmed that scene months ago. So months ago, there was an intention of, I want to speak to her. Okay, fine, because they weren't filming together. And you guys know that to be true by watching the show. They weren't in scenes together, right? He wanted it, and we set the stage to make it happen. Right? We set the stage. I don't beg anybody because the one thing that we do, he wanted to do it. We then asked Melody, hey, Martell would like to meet with you. Are you okay with that? She said, fine, we'll meet. Cool, right? That's how we set the stage. I didn't beg him, okay? Nor did I save him flowers from the grocery frozen food section. Nor did I feed him lines because the other thing that was in there were actors.
False. We're not actors.
And that's the shit that pissed me off. And I'm going to tell you why. You can say what you want about me. One thing about me, I'm the child of God, so I only care about what the men I serve think about me, right? But don't do that to the integrity of my production, because my producers leave their hometown, their family, their kids to come to Huntsville to make sure that this cast has a great show. So don't do that to me nor my production. And more importantly, don't do that to the cast. Okay, I'm not Tyler Perry, Shonda Rhimes, Ava DuVernay, Will Packer. You know what I mean? I don't have, this is no shade to me, I don't have the mental intelligence to create something out of thin air and say, hey, Melody, so when you go in there, girl, you're going to say this, you're going to say, I got coins to make and our friends are fake, honey, yes! And I'm not that bright. When it comes to that, I follow the reality. So that was disgusting to me because it's not true. And I was disappointed because there's history here. Like, the reason why we have a Love and Marriage Huntsville is because they came to me wanting to do a show. And then collectively, we talked about what it could be. So there is history there. And I'm going to be very honest. My heart was broken because it's one thing for you to be mad that at that time is how you felt. Don't throw me into the mix. And don't do it to the point where now you're having people question my integrity, right? Okay, hold on, baby girl, my sweet pea, okay? So then I did speak to Melody. I'm like, did I miss something? And the thing for me more so was, it just wasn't true. Like, if it was true, I'll say, okay, but it just wasn't true. So when you saw that, what went through your mind? Because, again, I said this earlier, you take this show very seriously. And there's no acting on Love and Marriage Huntsville. Now on these other reality shows, child, there's several.
Woo! You want my answer for real?
Go ahead, boo.
My reaction was, y'all ready? He gotta go. That was my reaction. And the reason, Carlos, for one, I felt sorry for you because I know too how much you care about the show, how hard you worked on the show as well. And me knowing that I had just gotten 10 dozen roses a few months before that, okay, like, sent to my home from him, the flowers, like, stop it. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody told you to send me 10 dozen roses. You know what I mean? So, I hated that he did it that way and made it seem as if you told him to do that. I didn't for once think you told him to do that. The reason I felt he gotta go is because outside of my personal feelings because of the attacks that I receive, the show as a whole, whenever you have him, his, I don't know what I should call a significant other, whatever y'all want to call her, talking about and sharing, I knew y'all would do it for me, talking about and sharing information pertaining to scenes, pertaining to, I still remember when you came into Huntsville last season and met with us, and it was blasted by, and it had to come from him, and it was Carlos accountability for their role. Because people can say all day that, like, the millimeters do this, the millimeters do that. Well, people would stop doing things, the millimeters wouldn't have nothing to be coming at folks about. And so what didn't make the show, the reunion, I don't think, because I still got to watch part 3, but I don't think it because I ain't seen it in the clip, was so many people on that stage came for the millimeters. I'm sure you remember that part. And I stood up for the millimeters, and I was like, hold up, y'all ain't about to put let me give y'all my exact words since y'all all in the building together. I said, y'all ain't about to put everything on the millimeters. I said, let me tell y'all something. Did y'all forget how the millimeters came about? The millimeters came about because every one of y'all got on this stage right now, started attacking me as a unit. And I said, and so women said, she's not about to stand by herself. We gon' back her. We got her back since y'all coming for her. Like, let's not, did I say it?
You did. The millimeters was a topic of conversation.
Yes, I did. And one of the cast members, she sat there and said, no, I don't feel like everybody was attacking y'all. And I said, you a fool if you want to sit here like you didn't see everybody attacking me.
Say it, Melody. And that sounds like annoying ass Kimmy tried to sit there and cap and gaslight Melody and say that the cast has not ganged up on her season after season. Give me a break. And yes, that is why so many women, in addition to being able to relate to Melody's journey from the toxic, disrespectful marriage to a brand new life as a single woman with 4 beautiful kids, in addition to being able to relate to that, they also had empathy for Melody and did not appreciate the gang up. Nobody likes to see anybody getting bullied and disrespected, especially by multiple people. So the millimeters definitely have Melody's back. I believe that the cast, while they definitely get their panties in a bunch about what us content creators say about them, I think that it's on a much deeper level. I think that they're just jealous that the millimeters not only back up Melody verbally with our opinions, but the millimeters support Melody Shari financially, supporting her awesome skincare line, 7th Avenue. Also, we purchase her merch, her hoodies, her t-shirts. People attend her masterclass on property preservation. They attended Mimosas with Melody, even this podcast show, selling it out for Carlos King. Easy peasy for him, thanks to the millimeters. And he doesn't have the balls to truly acknowledge the millimeters, so he calls them mellow drops. And it may look like Dr. Martin Luther King wanting to keep the peace and bring everyone together, but no, it's just not truly wanting to acknowledge how supportive the millimeters are. And I think that that's what the rest of the cast really wants. I think they really wish they had a fan base that could support their businesses to the level that the millimeters support Melody Shari's businesses. And then, you know, on top of that, they don't like what, you know, content creators say about them, even to the point where, you know, Maurice is suing some content creators, unfortunately. So I think when they brought up the millimeters at the reunion, I'm guessing the cast was like, you know, she don't have a clue what, you know, we ain't done. And then, you know, they called themselves taking it to another level. But I know that everything will be okay. I know that stressful situations, they do come upon everyone in life, but you do find yourself looking back at them at some point. And it's true, joy does come in the morning. Things don't always remain stressful. So with that being said, I know that everything's going to work out for Here for Hot Tea and Miss Black Titanic. And so I want to talk about Sunni's delivery of, you know, her explaining her and Moses falling in love. And we know that, you know, Moses strung Destiny along for 15 years. Now, before I get into that, I do want to say something else. If you go back and you watch this podcast show on Carlos King's YouTube channel, and you look at her saying that Martell needs to go, the camera is going to pan to Carlos King's face. Initially, he is smiling out at the audience because they're cheering when she says Martell needs to go. Then he looks at her. He's no longer smiling. His eyes kind of bug out, and he kind of looks like, why did you say that? I don't like that. So I have a feeling he's going to keep Martell around. And I'm guessing that is ultimately why Melody isn't checking for him right now. And in my opinion, I feel like she's not checking for Carlos. You know, as we all know, she has not been promoting the show. This weekend will be the 3rd episode. So that would be my guess. But now, yes, let's get into Sunni. So I want to talk about Sunni's delivery at the podcast show about the relationship, or, you know, her and Moses falling in love and getting married. I want to say that I think that Destiny liked Moses more than he liked Destiny. And I think that they were just in each other's lives off and on over the years. And it was probably something like maybe perhaps Destiny at times in her life. 15 years is a long ass time. I mean, people become doctors in less years. That's like 4 years in college, 4 years in medical school. Boom, you're a doctor. That's like super duper short compared to how long Destiny and Moses were fooling around. But 15 years is a very long time. And I think that she liked him more than he liked her. And I'm guessing when he needed his ego stroked, when he needed to feel desired, he would probably pick up the phone and call Destiny or text her. And then she would be all in, and it makes him feel great, you know? And then he obviously felt connection with Sunni. And we all know, he confirmed at the podcast show. And for Queen Sheba, awesome job to Queen Sheba nailing that interview with them. Moses confirmed that he did not formally break up with Destiny. I think that that's out cold. It really shows he just doesn't give a fuck. He didn't care enough about their quote unquote relationship to even let her know, hey, it's over. I'm done dating you. And I have fallen in love with your once colleague, your once producer, Sunni. So I want to get into this interaction. I wanted to show that picture of Sunni just to give like her facial disposition, the way she's holding the mic. It's giving, you know, 90s rapper, throw your hands in the air and wave them like you just don't care. And then somebody say, oh yeah, you know, like a lot of aggression. And it's amazing when you have a thought, a feeling, and then somebody else says it, because I feel like Melody was saying what I was thinking, and it feels like confirmation. So let's go ahead and play this sound bite, and I'll come back with my commentary.
The main chick. Don't play with me. Don't come for me. So when were you the main chick? Because even when I started dating Moses, he had several women he was already dating. You wasn't even a factor at that point. It was a whole nother chick thinking she was the main girl. So, baby, please.
No, this what y'all be wanting, ain't it? Some of y'all be wanting drama.
And when you get through talking,
Now listen, Sunni.
Dr. Rogers is talking, y'all. Hold on.
Listen, y'all, listen. I feel, this is what I feel. Marcus, quit laughing, I'm serious. I feel like there's a lot of anger or something.
I mean, it's 30 videos.
I know, but listen. Now, y'all know good and well me and Destiny ain't even on no terms. I can't even say the best of terms. We're on no terms. But, in all honesty, because y'all know I believe right is right and wrong is wrong. And me and Sunni have always gotten along. Like she said, Monica opened my, we ain't never had no problem, ever. Actually, we done talked about TV stuff in professional or personal. But let me tell you something. However, Moses, why you over here? Here we go. Moses. Now what I'm hearing is that you didn't close out one thing before you moved on to another thing, and that ain't your fault. But I feel like you giving a lot of the energy of the fight, of the battle with it in your answers, your responses. It's just a lot of aggression coming, right? Yeah. And it ain't, and I understand what's going on the internet. I understand what's going on the internet, but baby, she ain't here. So she ain't here. I know, but look, right here, this is a time, yeah, there you go, she did, we did. I would love to have, like, to just hear in a calm way what love is looking like for y'all, what marriage is, what you're hoping for the future, something positive, like, God, I mean, you know, I don't know, I'm just saying, I want to hear some of that stuff if y'all gonna talk about it. I just feel like she's not here. She's not here. And it sounds like it's a lot of stuff that you want to say to her. Don't that feel like that to y'all? There's a lot of stuff you want to say to her. And Carlos, now you put this on my head tonight.
Yes, baby.
Okay, so I want to assume that means I get to stay sitting up here on this phone. We're going to get back to talking about me.
I know that's right, Melody. Look, Melody Shari, she showed empathy towards Destiny. She shared my sentiments. So there was, so I guess now from here on out, I will not be playing any of the clips from Love and Marriage Huntsville straight from Instagram, because when I played that clip that they had on IG where Sunni, you know, she had all that aggression, like Melody said. I remember using the word venom in the original video until they did not like me playing the clip. So then I just took the video down and I had to do like a still visual and just play the audio. You know, I was saying in that video, I don't even see it for Destiny, but my gosh, the way Sunni was delivering, you know, the facts and the timeline, it was with aggression. And, you know, it was just like, okay, girl, you've won. You've got the man, you've got the marriage. This is hella embarrassing to Destiny, you know. And then Melody said, you know, Destiny and I, we ain't even on good terms. We're not on any terms, but she's not even here to defend herself. You know, let's just keep it light. Speak about the positive about being married, you know? And so I felt like that was awesome counseling from Melody. I think that she kind of helped Sunni to calm down and see where she was coming from. And she was direct. And she said, you know, I don't have any problems with Sunni. We have a great business and personal relationship. And then she said, and you know, but I think you should have a conversation with Destiny. It seems like that's what you want. And Moses, you did not close one door before you opened another. And they agreed. You could hear Sunni in the background saying, you know, like I told him that, basically. I'm paraphrasing, but I thought that that was great. I respect the way that Melody was very honest with them about her opinion in such a respectful way, because her tone was calm, her words were respectful. She was like tapping Sunni's knee, trying to give her that calm energy to relax. And so they couldn't get offended because of Melody's delivery. So we had Sunni's delivery with a lot of aggression, and then Melody's delivery with a lot of calm. And Sunni and Moses, they were able to receive it. And I definitely see where Sunni is coming from. She said 30 videos have been made about her. She told on Queen Sheba's interview that some people in the audience at the podcast show, you know, were like coming at her. So, you know, that's where some of that aggression, that's where it came from. So I definitely understand that, where she was in defense mode, you know. And Destiny, she made the choice to let a man waste her time off and on for 15 years. Who knows, the way Destiny thinks, when Moses got married, she may have thought, well, then I guess I'll just get married then. And, you know, she knew LeBaric was interested. You know, you just never know how people think in their mindset. And I definitely, Destiny reminds me kind of like Sheree with the bad business decisions. with like Sheree building that chateau, you know, like, could she really take that on? You know, Destiny reminds me of that regard. So I could see her, unfortunately, just totally wasting time with this guy. And I think by the time she started showing him just a smidge on the show, Destiny must have thought they were really on a date for real. And then, you know, this happens. But now she knows not to like him more than, you know, now she knows not to do that again. Because I feel like she liked Moses more than he liked her. And when he wanted some attention, he would pick up the phone and call or text Destiny. And she was, you know, always made herself available, in my opinion. But I thank you all so much for checking out this video. Please hit the like button on this video. It is a free way of supporting the channel. And please subscribe to Shows, Style, and Spirit if you have not already done so. We have made it through the majority of the work week. I am so thankful. I went back to the park and I walked for like 53 minutes and I read some, and then I came home and I got started on this content. And I went to like the market after I logged out of work before I went to the park, and I got like the Mexican style street corn. And then like I ate that at the park before I walked. So it was cool. I had a really nice evening, and I hope you all did too. So I will talk with you all soon, and enjoy the rest of your night. Good night.